Hey guys, Stampede 19 here. Just wanted to give you a quick shot of the front of the slash 4x4. Notice anything different? Well, if you can't pick it out, let me show you. Yep. You haven't recognized it? Shock guards. Pretty cool piece of plastic that Traxxas came out with for the Stampede 4x4. Since the Stampede uses the same A-arms as the slash 4x4, it should be a direct fit. Well, yes and no. On the Stampede, they don't have sway bars. On my slash 4x4, I have sway bars. So, took a little doing. I just did the fronts. I figured let me shoot a quick video, show you how to do the rears. It's a very cheap and inexpensive way to protect the front of the shock. I've taken hits and done some damage. I am hoping the $14 investment, set of fronts was $7, set of rears was $7, to protect the shock towers. Looks pretty cool too. The additional weight is nominal. I don't see it as an issue. Let's get to it. In each package, front and rear, you get 2 shields and you get some hardware. The hardware is going to be necessary, and I'll explain why. You don't throw away your old hardware, but you'll notice that the screws are slightly longer than your shock screws on the truck now, and if you have sway bars, you'll have to remove the sway bar screws. Let me explain why. The sway bar screws is a screw with a ball on it. Okay? You're going to need to use one of these screws here, and it has to go through the shield and into the A-arm. You won't be able to do that with this screw holding the sway bar in. So what you're going to have to do is you only get 2 rod end balls for the shocks, and these are kind of special. See, with the wide end on one side? Alright, and you'll notice they're way taller than the standard ball. The standard ball is right here. Much smaller. I don't know if you can see the difference in size, but alright, and there's a reason for that. When the shield is sitting on the arm, okay, there's a gap right in here. The shock sits right in here on those holes. Okay? The bigger ball will take up the space when the shield is sitting on the arm. The edge of the arm sits in this groove right here. Okay, and that'll keep your shock from jiggling back and forth with the bigger ball. Now, if you don't have sway bars, you're in perfect shape because Traxxas gives you a spacer. Basically, the spacer is going to go right here. Okay? And the screw goes through like so. Alright, and that takes up the space. Well, the sway bar now has to sit in here. If you have sway bars, it's going to sit in here, and by putting one of these ball studs in the sway bar instead of this screw, it'll allow the screw to go through the ball and into the arm. Problem is, you don't have one of these guys. They only give you 2 in the bag. So you're going to have to either buy these, okay? Traxxas doesn't sell these separately. You would have to buy the arm kit. At least I haven't seen it yet. So I'm going to show you what I did. I basically used a couple of ball ends, rod ends, that I had laying around, okay? Now to compensate for the gap, you can use any type of spacer that you have. Okay, I'm using aluminum spacers here. Alright, and that makes up the difference. Now if you don't have aluminum spacers, there's another trick you can use. Inside your parch tree for your shocks, you have the little shock collars. You can trim that with an X-Acto knife to take up the gap in between the arm. Alright, let's get to installation now. Okay, I've already installed the new ball stud in the shock here. I'll show you real quick. Don't even need any tools. You want this guy, the larger end, against the arm. So basically, you don't even need tools. Okay, if you got good strong fingers, you can just pop it right in. Okay? There shouldn't be any stress on your arms. My ends here are kind of worn, but it takes a lot of pressure to get them out again. So as long as they're moving smoothly, I don't think you gotta replace them. Up to you, your call. You can go with brand new ones. Okay? So basically just turn it back in. Alright, the truck has to be cleaned. I'm probably going to wind up replacing these arms. They've been pretty badly beaten. But again, this is just for the video. So you're just going to eyeball where you're going to want to put the shock. I keep them at the furthest out, so just eyeball it and get the idea. Okay. Okay. You see here, got the arm. I'm ready to put it on the guard for the arm. I don't know if you can see that in the picture. I've got the screw already through it. Okay, I've got my washer here. Now I'm just going to install it and put in work it through the sway bar bottom link and then get it into the arm. Alright, I'm not going to screw it all the way in. I just threaded it enough so I can work with this. Okay, taking the other screw now. I'm using the furthest hole. Okay. Make sure I've got it all the way through. And now I'm going to tighten it down. Okay, that's tight. That's tight. Make sure I still have good movement. And there you have it. Shock guards installed. Alright. Still have free range of motion. There's quite a bit of space between the shock and the guard. Okay. Free moving. Everything functional. Let's get working to the other side now. Okay, there you have it. The other side installed. Saves you the agony of watching me do it. Final note on that. I've noted what I noticed on the rear. I had said to you before, I use the outermost hole on my setup. With the rears, it doesn't allow you to grab the last hole. You have to go to second to last. Minor problem. It's going to mess with my setup a little bit, but I'll work around it. If you're a basher and you're just putting these guys on just to protect the shock guard, just to protect the front of the shock, not a big deal. You can adjust the shocks from the top. I like the outermost hole. I like the droop on the rear using the outermost hole. So I'm going to see how that impacts my setup on the track. I'll work something out. Alright guys, I hope this video was helpful. Like I said, $7 for the front, $7 for the rear. How could you get hurt? You're talking a $14 investment, and you don't have to go crazy and worry about getting the shock bashed up from debris coming off the front wheels. At least, I highly recommend these guards at the very least for the rear of the truck, because you got your front wheels constantly kicking stuff up and throwing rocks towards the back of the truck. The fronts, optional. Backs, best $7 investment you'll make. Again, I hope the video was helpful. Enjoy the week, what's left of the weekend, and I'll talk to you guys soon.